In a world in complete chaos,
is there anyone Aric can trust?
You are now watching WhoDooTV.
welcome to WhoDooTV. I'm Hoosier.
And I'm Jared.
Today we are talking about X-O Manowar number 11, a brand new arc, and we're getting to see Aric on the defense this time. But before we go in there, let's do a little creator call out with Matt Kindt doing the writing. Ryan Bodenheim is doing the art, and Andrew DALHOUSE is doing the colors. So a little bit different look than what we've seen in the previous issues, but overall, still a good looking book.
Yeah, definitely. Just to let you know, we're going to get deep into this book. We may get into some spoilers. So if you want to remain spoiler free, hit pause. Go read this book. It's great. We'll tell you that up at the top here. But then come back and see what else we have to say about this one.
Right. And let us get going. Like I said, this is Aric is trying to fix up what he's messed up. Mm-hmm. He is trying to fix up the planet, and it's having natural disasters. It's having conflict within the different races, and he's kind of out of his element. He's used to having the same group of people, a limited group of people, back when he was, back in the Visigoth days, and now things have changed.
Yeah, he's really struggling because it's a much bigger scale than anything he's been used to before. And he also struggles with the idea of delegation. He thinks everything's on his shoulders. He's got to get all this stuff done. There's no time for rest. Thankfully, he has Ironside with him, who kind of points that out to him and says, you're really working hard and going crazy, but you really need to...
But oh, look, a squirrel. There's something coming in the atmosphere. I got to go.
That's exactly right. He gets distracted as Ironside is trying to give him this wisdom, and there's a ship coming down, and Aric has to go and investigate and see if that guy's okay, if the pilot is okay.
Mm-hmm. And he goes in, and it turns out that it is one of the bounty hunters that we met in the previous issue. Mm-hmm. And he also he's waiting for his friend Basil. And Basil, if you read Valiant for a while, back in the Armor Hunter days and ongoing with Unity, you've met Ginger. And Basil is just the same head as Ginger and has these laser eyes. Mm-hmm. And they start trying to attack Aric. And then the other bounty hunters that we met in the previous issue are coming, and they're coming directly for him.
Yeah, they waste no time, really. There's a little bit of banter back and forth. We see that one of these bounty hunters is trying to dangle some things in front of Aric and saying hey, if you kill me, we're gonna kill these people that you love so much. We have them captured. We have them, we have an easy access to harm these people that you care about so much in your life. And this is the exact tactic that Ron was talking about, in the last issue of going for the heart, going for the thing it cares about. But we find out that these people aren't actually in that kind of peril.
Right. We learn that everybody is kind of, except for Ironside really, is kind of betrayed Aric in a certain way. Wynn has connected with the bounty hunters in his manner. And then we have June Day and Kat both teaming up with their different races to create a treaty. And then we have Shone, who was kind of behind it. And then we also get to see Bruto went back into jail. He's locked down, and he was just used in order to call the bounty hunters. And he's basically still everybody's worst enemy, it seems like, as well.
Right.
It is. Most everybody has betrayed him except for Ironside.
The only redeeming quality that they have in this plan is the fact that they don't want Aric to be killed.
Right.
They just want Aric to be stripped of his armor. They want him, to be less powerful and to get him kind of off of the top. They still care about Aric, but they see that what he's doing isn't doing any good for the planet.
Right. They're trying to do what's best for the planet. And I do believe in the beginning of this, you get some hints that Aric is understanding that too. He's not managing it properly. He is trying to, get some advice from Ironside, and he's trying to figure it out. And he even talks about it. When I had the 100, 200 Visigoth, things were a lot different for me. Mm-hmm. And this is just overwhelming. And so, it's difficult to see those people that we've learned to like. I liked Kat a lot. I thought she was a cool character. I'd like to get to know more about her. But it really, it's kind of sad to see those closest to you but it's also, like you said, it is redeeming that they care about him. While he's with those bounty hunters, they place him in that same force field that the Emperor was in, but this time they had him trapped with the armor, and they asked him to come out without the armor, and he did. And he got strapped up, locked up, and they're in control. And at that point, he is kind of like at their mercy, but they end up just strapping him up to an old bones, and he ends up getting out of that and connecting with Basil, that ginger robot, and kind of allying a little bit with Basil.
Yeah, that's right. He kind of speaks to Basil and says, like, hey, I know things are tough right now, and they've taken your body away from you. I can help you get that back. And yeah, creates an alliance with Basil, which is great. And then we cut over to the bounty hunters again, and they're kind of talking about the plan a little bit. And they are going to turn, their plan is to turn Aric over to the planet Goran.
Right. But not Shanhara.
Exactly. Shanhara, they want to keep for themselves. So that's going to be an interesting conflict for Aric to have to get to in the future.
Right. There is some really cool aspects to this. There's the group of bounty hunters, and they are strictly not warriors. I mean, they kind of specified out they are strictly money. They strictly want certain things, and it's kind of weird. They're just business, right? It's straight business. It's manipulation. We're just trying to take care of you in our own way. And then there's, like, you do see Aric. I think he's getting humbled a little bit right now, and I think it's interesting with the character, and like I kind of like where it's going. It is sad that it doesn't seem like we're gonna have Goran very much longer.
Yeah.
We got this arc, and there's been solicitations for previous, but we won't go there. But I don't think there's much more time left in Goran, and I wonder if it's going away or if we're just leaving it.
Yeah, I have to say it would be a total bummer if we never get to come back to this, because we know at some point Aric is going to return to Earth, but it's like we put in all this time and all this energy in our hopes for this planet and for Aric to succeed, and then we don't get to see this planet flourish. I hope we do. I hope we get to see something good out of this. That would be great. I mean, this book is I think this one was really good. I appreciated, one thing I wanted to note was just this detail. And it showed Aric, at the very beginning of this book, he is building an aqueduct. He is trying to get water from, one city to another city. And what I love about it is he's using Roman architecture to do this, which is what he knows. And I thought that was such like a cool little detail. I mean, it's right there in your face, but like just to think about it that way, that still at his root, he is, Aric of Dacia.
Right. Well, and he's still trying to make the planet better. He's still trying to make improvements. He's not there just being, an ironclad ruler that is just screw the people. And so that's one thing to obviously acknowledge about it. And yeah, I didn't actually notice that the Roman technology or the Roman architecture, that's a good call out. Overall, like, the art was fair. Like, the short hair threw me off, like, of why all of a sudden he cut his hair. I thought he was pretty freaking cool with his long hair, and
in this planet falling apart, he has time for a haircut.
Yeah, and now he's got his his crew cut on, and it's a little different. And then the lines, Bodenheim's lines were really good. Overall, the art was well. DALHOUSE did good on the colors, but it's a lot brighter than what we've seen. His palette is brighter than Diego Rodriguez, and then what Clayton Crane had, and then what Renato Guedes. Well, that wasn't on Goran, but it's a lot brighter, and it seemed a little bit to change a little bit of what we saw. I kind of felt like it could have been a little darker. Right.
I mean, yeah. We can't be pleased with the lighting of the colors. One book is too dark, one book is too bright.
I know. It's true.
No, but it looks great. I think it is a different style, but I think it also fits pretty well with these interesting characters that we get in this one. These very different characters within the bounty hunters, and even the line work in this really makes each one of those pop and be this like individual character themselves, instead of being a part of, you know, this person's just an Azure and they're a part of the Azure group, or, you know, burnt. And
yeah, I dug the way the bounty hunters were drawn and colored in this issue. I thought those looked really good in this issue. I enjoyed that, and I actually did like the way they both did the Azures. They all looked pretty cool.
So. Oh, totally. And I have to say, I thought it was interesting too, and this is going back to the writing, the fact that Ron wasn't set up as the leader in this one. It seemed like each of the bounty hunters had their own responsibilities in this, and I actually kind of like that. Ron didn't really say much in this, and that definitely shows that he's not just the captain of the group. He's not just the one who's calling the shots. Each of these people are equally dangerous, and I thought that was a really cool way to do that.
I like it, because even though he may be the leader of that group, and they do hit back on him blowing up a planet just to get the guys out of prison, that it showed something that Aric was lacking, and that is delegation and trust in the people.
That's good.
Yeah. So it was kind of a conflict on two sets of, you know, hey, you got your role, do it. I'm not going to get in your way. I have to do everything. It was kind of a cool conflict. Good thing I'm bringing that out.
That's great juxtaposition. I hadn't even thought of that. That's really good. Yeah, so you want to score it up?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I do. Kind of going off the fly, like, the art was good. I enjoyed it. You know, I'm giving the art a solid 4, giving the writing a 4.5. So totaling this up is a 4.25. This book, I just wish I could see what Matt Kindt could do with longer arcs in this and more time on this planet. I know we're moving in a direction. I know he's got a point A to a point B that he's got planned, and this is the journey we're in. But sometimes I want this journey to go a little slower.
Sure.
And I want to get more into I don't know, it sounds bad, but the politics of what's going on and some of these interrelationships with Wynn, with Kat. And but I could just, and that's all just speculation. I imagine what Matt Kindt could do, but I'm still enjoying it. We got at least to number 14 solicited. It's going to keep going. I know that I'm ready to see what happens. I know Harbinger Wars 2 is kind of our goal, what I believe. And goes back to those questions again. What was the time break from the last time we saw him in Venditti's run to now? Was there a break or was there not? What got him to Planet Gorn? I'm not forgetting those questions, and I hope that we get those answered soon.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think for me, the artwork, I would definitely give this one a 4 as well. But for the story, for the writing, I gotta give this one a 4.75. I really did enjoy this one. I was excited throughout the whole thing of, you know, what's gonna happen next, page to page, and this was definitely one of those ones where it kind of hit the end, and I was like, oh man, like I thought I could get more out of this one. Like I just went squeezed out. So I can't wait for issue 12. I think this is a great arc. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially the ending when Aric is like, I'm getting Shanhara back, like no matter what happens, and it's just intense. Right. So
I'm ready to see him and Basil kick some butt.
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen. He's already chopped off one bounty hunter's arm, and who knows what's next.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Let's go from there.
It's good stuff.
Interesting question that we have here is, you know, if Aric got his full armor on, what do you think? How do you think those people would react, those that betrayed him, to his face?
It would be really interesting.
Kind of awkward.
Possibly some groveling?
Who knows?
I don't know. Hey, if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button below.
There's also that subscribe button down there too. Make sure you punch that. We'd appreciate it. Follow us at Twitter at WhoDooTV, also on Facebook.
Yeah, and we'd like to thank our friends over at OutrightGeekery.com. Be sure to check them out. They got all sorts of nerdy stuff on there.
Links down in the description. Thank you for watching WhoDooTV. We appreciate you guys.